This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, we now bring you a discussion on Ek Bharat, Shreshtha Bharat, integrity through connectivity. The participants are Ashok Tandon, political analyst, and Deepak Kumar Das, journalist.
Today we'll be talking about how government is pushing infrastructure projects, particularly for improving connectivity, and that's the way to make India Ek Bharat, Shreshtha Bharat. We saw yesterday in Prime Minister flagging off about 8 trains, particularly 7 express trains and also 2 memo trains to Statue of Unity, which is in Kewadi and Gujarat. Today, he again laid foundation stone for 2 metro projects. If we see, only few days back, he had flagged off 2 freight trains on the eastern and western dedicated freight corridors. If we see, a number of infrastructure projects are happening across the country. As Prime Minister rightly said, that many are already in operation. For many, the foundation stones are being laid. So how do you look at entire focus on infrastructure, particularly giving a huge push to connectivity?
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of Ek Bharat, Shreshtha Bharat. Now basically the concept was to strengthen the unity and integrity of India. But this just can't be a slogan. So Prime Minister envisaged that to enrich this concept and to actively enhance, interaction between the people of diverse culture living in different states, you need connectivity. And we all remember this concept of Ek Bharat, Shreshtha Bharat was propounded by the Prime Minister on 31st October 2015 on the occasion of 140th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And we all know Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is known for uniting the diverse states of India. And therefore this concept certainly requires reciprocal interaction between the people. And therefore this can be done only through connectivity. And unless people travel from one part of the country to the other and they exchange their knowledge, language, culture, tradition and practices of different states, this kind of understanding is required. The bonding between one another is the best way to strengthen the unity and integrity of the country. And in that context, as you also very rightly said, a large number of infrastructure projects are being started. Some of them are already launched, some are in pipeline, some have been finished, completed also. And these projects relate not only to the road connectivity, but also rail connectivity, metro connectivity, rapid rail connectivity, air connectivity, and communications connectivity. And it was in that context, as you very rightly said, that the Prime Minister flagged off 8 trains facilitating seamless rail connectivity to the Statue of Unity, which is the symbol of India's unity in Gujarat. And similarly, in Gujarat, large metro rail projects are also being launched. Prime Minister laid the foundation stone of 2 metro rail projects today, and these projects include Ahmedabad Metro Rail Project, Phase 2, and Surat Metro Rail Project. So Bhumi Pujan was done today, video conferencing, and Home Minister Amit Shah, Gujarat Governor Acharya Devvrat, Chief Minister Vijay Rupani, and the Union Housing and Urban Development Minister Mr. Hardeep Puri, they were all present on this occasion. And the completion cost of both Ahmedabad Metro Rail Project Phase 2 and Surat Metro Rail Project is about 5,384 crore and is 12,020 crore respectively. So these projects obviously will boost connectivity. And in that context, we also know that the other day Prime Minister inaugurated the construction of Agra Metro Rail to the cost of 8,380 crore roughly. And obviously, when we are talking about the metro rail network in Agra, it will certainly boost tourism. And also, it will generate employment. And the metro rail projects in Agra, if you talk about that, it will have 2 corridors. One will be Taj Mahal, Agra Fort, Sikandra with railway station and bus stand. And it will not only benefit the 26 lakh population in Agra, but it will also cater to around 60 lakh tourists who visit Agra every year. And if we are talking about metro, by 2025, metro train services will be expanded to about 25 cities across the country. And basically, the idea is that it should be make in India. That will save a lot of foreign exchange also. So therefore, the infrastructure projects are not only diverse, but they are also in different parts of the country. It is not concentrated only in big metro cities. And if you talk about the metro, the Prime Minister also recalled the first metro in the country was started by Atal Bihari Vajpayee and then the NDA first government, and only 5 cities had metro service. Today, 18 more cities have been added. And by 2025, as we said, 25 cities will have metro. If you talk about other schemes, the optical fiber connectivity, before 2014, only 5 dozen panchayats in the country were connected with optical fiber. But now, 1.5 lakh gram panchayats in the country have been connected with the optical fiber. Our border and coastal infrastructure have also, play a tremendous role in the security of the country. So, be it the Himalayan peaks or the islands of Indian Ocean, today there is an unprecedented expansion of road and internet connectivity in the country. And as we all know, infrastructure push has always been the cornerstone of Modi government, and there is no dearth of funds as far as these projects are concerned. And Finance Minister has already allocated a lot of capital expenditure outlay, and now the funding will also be coming from other quarters like World Bank, multilateral institutions, state-owned companies, and state governments also. So all these push is being given to certainly achieve the mission of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat.
Mr. Tandon, if I can ask you one thing, what Prime Minister said yesterday while flagging off those 8 trains, including 6 express trains from different parts of the country, Chennai, Dadar, then Varanasi and other places. PM said that this is like one of its kind, flagging off so many trains from different corners to one particular area. Then obviously he talked about how this is going to improve the tourism of that particular area, Kevadia. And I think it was just an example that, if government wants, even one of the most backward place can be made one of the most economically, financially and also, ecologically sustainable place. How do you look at this narrative that Prime Minister is setting, that we need to focus on more and more improvement or, making the backward areas as the most forward areas?
Government has already identified about 7,000 infrastructure projects and to offset the economic impact of the pandemic. So all this is taking place when the country is facing the pandemic of COVID-19. And we'll have to go back to the Prime Minister's, speech at the Red Fort on the Independence Day. He had said that there is need to give a new direction to the overall infrastructure development to move India towards modernity and at a fast pace, and the national infrastructure pipeline project will achieve this goal. So the emphasis on the national infrastructure pipeline project has been there since then, and we know that the new infrastructure has also laid the foundation for various projects, like 50 projects of the National Infrastructure Pipeline, which are being expedited on priority basis. And the priority being given to these projects is through pumping capital expenditure in these projects. And these projects are across regions of the country and across sectors. Instead of a separate urban employment program, the government believes that its limited resources due to COVID-19 on the economy are better spent on infrastructure outlay. And some of these 50 projects which we are talking about are being done on priority basis. They include the Jawahar International Airport in Greater Noida, Navi Mumbai International Airport, the Char Dham Connectivity Highway Project, JNPT Port Terminal 4, Vadodara Way, Ahmedabad Metro. So look at the development projects. They are all in different parts of the country and also in different sectors. So no sector is being given some kind of a second-rate treatment.
As you said very correctly that, improving connectivity, whether by rail, by road, by internet, by, civil aviation, by airlines, those are actually going to make our country one of the best. So Prime Minister talks about Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. To make it Shresth Bharat, there is a need to put a lot of schemes, put up a lot of efforts on issues like drinking water to every household under the Jal Jeevan Mission. Then also Ayushman Bharat. Today he gave a complete detail of how many households have been benefited in Gujarat under these particular schemes. How do you look at this entire narrative of infrastructure, social infrastructure, and also the social welfare that the government is doing for every section of the society?
Number of social welfare schemes are already on the anvil. They are under various stages. Some have been in fact implemented and executed also. Now, when we talk of the infrastructure, it also includes Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. And recently we know that he inaugurated from Agra, and under this scheme more than 1 crore houses have been approved for the urban poor. And for the middle class also, and the middle class cities, help is being provided to buy houses for the first time. The Prime Minister said that so far more than 12 lakh urban middle class families have been given help of about 20,000 crore to buy houses. And Prime Minister also has announced that under the National Infrastructure Pipeline Project, over 110 lakh crore would be invested. As I said earlier, more than 7,000 projects have been identified across various sectors for this particular project. So the National Infrastructure Pipeline Project will certainly play a crucial role in pulling the country out of the impact of the COVID, and it will certainly put the economy back on the rail and also generate all the employment potential which the country needs today. And it will certainly revolutionize India's infra creation efforts, and many new jobs will be created, and farmers, youngsters, and all entrepreneurs will certainly benefit from all these integrated schemes which the Prime Minister have been talking about in the last few days.
Another thing that Prime Minister talked about is how there is a complete change in the approach of taking up issues. As we talked about that how things were not moving that fast before 2014, but in the past 6 years infrastructure push has got accelerated. At the same time, he also said how this entire new initiative of Pragati, which is a web-based system of monitoring infrastructure projects, started. There has been some remarkable improvement. Like in the past 5 years, more than 13 lakh crore rupees projects have been reviewed by Prime Minister himself, and that gives a completely clear message to every stakeholder in the government, whether it's a state government, infrastructure ministries, infrastructure departments. How do you look at this new initiative that Prime Minister has brought? We also know that every time he knows how to bring something new to engage more people for greater monitoring in very detail.
If you also talk about the first ever driverless train and the Delhi Metro Magenta line which the Prime Minister launched, these are also indications of the technological advancement which India has been doing. And that is also a part and parcel of Make in India and Make India Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. So on all fronts, whether it is the metro front, which is generally for the urban population, and the expansion of the metro and its modern mode of transport, it is being used for the need of the people and it also enhances the professional lifestyle in the urban areas. And that's why, work is being done on different types of metro rails in different cities. As we talked about, like the rapid rail, which is being given to, places like Delhi Meerut, neighboring city of Delhi. So multimodal connectivity infrastructure, that is the mantra to make India Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, Make in India, and also become an hub of manufacturing hub, which will also lead to India exporting these infrastructure to friendly countries.
That's the idea behind entire push to infrastructure, and particularly during COVID times when we need to revive the economic activities. And Prime Minister has sent clear messages in past 2 or 3 weeks saying that how the government will not come under any kind of fish. It will take all possible steps to push infrastructure progress in a big way. That will make, as you rightly said, Mr. Tandon, it will make our country Shresth Bharat and also Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. That means we'll be one nation doing very well, excelling in every field. Thanks a lot, Mr. Tandon. Thank you.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, integrity through connectivity. The participants were Ashok Tandon, political analyst, and Deepak Kumar Das, journalist. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our website, newsonair.com. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.